This week's chapter of One Piece made me think the following. Bartolomeo for the win, Bartolomeo for Straw Hat, Rebecca, no, no, no. So for starters, Bartolomeo definitely showing that he's slowly forming a bond with the Straw Hats, Luffy and them. He helped them get up the stairs. Ultimately, he's kind of showing that he really does genuinely care for them, whether it be from the spectators of a fan or ultimately whatever it is, he does care for them. And when Robin's giving that speech of kind of like, we all put our trust in him, he's our ace in the hole, it really felt like he was a Straw Hat. And it kind of reminded me of this picture I've seen once upon a time of the original sketch that Oda did of all the Straw Hats or what they would ultimately become. I think this was before everything started. I'm not really sure exactly what this sketch means, but I've seen the sketch before and it was like variations of the characters and it looked like early on artwork. So I'm imagining this is what Oda had in mind as far as the future for the Straw Hats. And I look back and the one thing that caught my eye was one of these characters hasn't been shown yet. At first I always thought, okay, I guess he settled for Frankie because it looks pretty different from Frankie, but if you look closely at the sketch, and I'll link it in the description, I'll have it on the screen so you can check it out for yourself, but he kind of looks like a gangster type of character. He has like a bandana sideways, and ultimately he kind of looks a little bit like Bartolomeo. Originally I was like, that gotta be Frankie. It's just a massive overhaul, but I'm starting to think maybe that was Bartolomeo. Maybe this is indeed the beginning of Bartolomeo becoming a Straw Hat. It would be awesome if Luffy offered him at the end, and I'm really thinking that there's a possibility, because it felt like really, out of all the characters so far, Bartolomeo is looking like the closest. At first, I was thinking maybe Rebecca at some given point, but definitely after this chapter, no. I don't even want Rebecca to be a Straw Hat after this point. It's like, And we got some of the usual with this chapter. We got a little bit of Robin going in. We got a little bit of a cut to Sabo versus Fujitora. I really wish we would get more, but beggars can't be choosers, and just seeing that they're wrecking the whole fucking city, seeing Sabo going already into the Logia mode as far as, using the Mera no Mi, I was just like, oh my god, I want to see more, but just getting a little glimpse again, it was just so fucking epic. I was like, oh, Oda, why can't we just have a full-on 2-3 chapters of this fight? And from what it seems as though they're not both really going in completely, but they seem like they're sort of matched up well, which is kind of leading me to believe Sabo is indeed, at the end of the day, if he's going to be second in command, and it's not only a title, it's actually legit, he's second in command, because it could be that Dragon is just using him, or something along the lines of that, or he gave him second in command because he looks at him as a son or something, but if he is truly second in command, as far as power goes, then he definitely should be on level with, an admiral, whatnot. So as far as them both seemingly not going 100% in, they kind of look evenly matched. But then we get to the final part of the chapter, Rebecca versus Diamante, and this was the time for Rebecca to stand up, and she ultimately failed miserably. Like, she was running, crying, begging for Soldier-san to help her yet again, and I guess the whole point of this, the message is actually, there's supposed to be a message in there, basically, that her father needed her to be brave for a certain amount of time until he could come back and save her, and you no longer have strong and a soldier, I'm here now. But in all honesty, I was just like, it's supposed to be, father and daughter, father protecting his daughter, but it just really felt like Rebecca was weak ultimately, and it was just like, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for her to have that triumphant moment of her kicking ass, of her doing something epic, and when we come to this chapter, I was expecting, at the very least, put up a fight. You know what? If she's not strong enough to go up against Diamante, I mean, he's with the Don Quixote, whatever, fuck it, but put up a fight, get your ass kicked gracefully, like, crying and running away and begging for Soldier to save her. I was like, Rebecca disappointed the fuck out of me with this chapter. I ain't gonna lie. I was just really disappointed with Rebecca. It's like, you got Bartolomeo, one of the other characters that was introduced and kind of had a lot of the fandom, because, we always have these, oh, this could be the next Straw Hat, whatever. And it was like, you got Bartolomeo going beast. He's making these barriers. He's taking blasts for Luffy. He took a fucking ass kicking this chapter. Just got exploded and shit. You have him doing that, and then on the other side you got Rebecca crying and screaming for her father. It's like, come on, Rebecca. I'm not even giving her the excuse that she looks good anymore. I just don't give a fuck. It's like, brave up, and at this point I don't even think she is going to have to brave up, because now it's seemingly a setup for Kitos versus Diamante, so she's not even going to have any room to do anything. Hopefully she has one epic moment at least, and Kitos needs her to deliver the final blow to Diamante, and she stops crying on some 5-year-old Gohan shit, but as of right now, this chapter, Rebecca, what the people said is true. You kind of are worthless. And we finally got some progression for them getting to the 4th level, Luffy and Law. Law is actually freed, so we got a little bit of progression in this chapter. Ultimately, this chapter, it felt like, I wanted to say good. I'm in between like 6.5 and 7, between fine and good. it's just mainly the Rebecca situation is like disappointing yet again. I understand what Oda's trying to do. Maybe this is representing his relationship with protecting his daughter. I don't know, but it was supposed to be a father protecting his daughter type of situation, and him finally being able to do so. It just feels as though it makes Rebecca look bad in the end. It makes Kitos look like, hey, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of this Diamante. You got it coming. You took my wife away. Now you're trying to take my daughter. Fuck you. But at the cost of Rebecca looking like a whiny little bitch. So yeah, for the sake of progression, ultimately getting a couple of fights going on and just kind of like moving things along, Law is free. Finally, they're going to be looking for Doflamingo on the 4th floor where he should be, unless like, Doflamingo went to another floor, dipped out again. This was good progression. I'm going to go on the side of 7. I'm feeling more a 7 because Rebecca's disappointing aspect can't totally take it down from good to fine, in my opinion. So I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that they're going to run into Doflamingo within the next chapter too. I mean, usually One Piece arcs aren't that long, and we've already reached normal size of like a One Piece arc, 50 to 60 chapters, so maybe Doflamingo might be around there within the next chapter or two. And hopefully we can get that Corazon backstory as well. But let me know what you guys think. First of all, was this kind of pushing towards a Bartolomeo for Straw Hat? I'm all for it. Again, I'll link the sketch down there so you can tell me if you think that's more along the lines of Frankie, or does it fit Bartolomeo? There's also like a little bird-looking guy there. I don't know what that's supposed to represent, but yeah, check out the sketch. And were you disappointed with Rebecca? Did you feel as though this was her opportunity to shine, at least try, and she just cried and ran away? And just her overall thoughts of the chapter. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm Finette World, and as always, people, have an awesome day.